Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this lecture, we will talk on virtual memory management. You all must be knowing that virtual memory is physically part of secondary storage. That means your hard disk, but it works as second RAM. It only boosts the actual RAM, but execution does not take place from virtual memory. In order for a process to execute, it has to come in main memory or the actual RAM. Let's see what we are going to discuss in this chapter. We will be discussing two techniques here: simple paging and simple segmentation. What other topics related to paging and segmentation that is important for all of you to know will also be discussed. That includes how address from logical to physical address gets translated using paging, and how protection is provided in paging. Similarly, we will also discuss address translation with segmentation. At the end, we will perform a comparison between paging and segmentation to let you know the difference between both the techniques. In previous chapter, we have discussed two techniques for dividing memory, which are fixed and dynamic partitioning. While in this chapter, paging and segmentation work on dividing a process in different parts. So we will see how paging and segmentation is applied on processes. So let's continue our discussion. We start our discussion from simple paging and see what actually paging is. And then we will see how address is translated using paging and how protection is provided in paging. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss today in this lecture. When main memory is divided in equal fixed size partitions, where partitions are kept in small sizes. So in order for processes to be stored in them, it is required that processes should also be divided in equal sizes of chunks. And every chunk is known as a page. As you have noticed that all the pages of your books are of same sizes. Similarly, all the pages of a process are also of same sizes. These pages are then loaded in available memory partitions, and every partition is known as a frame. One page resides in one memory frame. If a free frame is not available in sequence. So, different pages of a single process may also not be stored in sequence. Wherever a free frame is available, a page gets loaded in it, and hence all the pages of a process must not be in sequence or contiguous. As you can see, the last point says, if a free frame is not present in sequence, so any frame can be occupied by a page anywhere in the memory. This is an example of how different pages of different processes are loaded in main memory. As you can see in figure 1, the main memory is divided in equal sized fixed partitions, also known as frames. The partitions are known as frames. So starting from 0, there are about 15 available frames, as you can see here. Obviously, some part of main memory is occupied by the kernel. So that must be understood to you. A process arrives with name process A. Process A has been divided in 4 pages and labeled as A0, A1, A2 and A3, showing 4 pages of process A. All these 4 pages of process A occupy 4 consecutive available free frames starting from frame number 0. You can see here. All the 4 free frames are occupied by the 4 pages of process A. Then comes process B, and it has 3 pages which are loaded in frames number 4, 5 and 6, as you can see in the diagram. Frame number 4, 5 and 6 are occupied by pages of process B. Then comes process C, that has 4 pages, and they are loaded in frames number 7, 8 and 9. As you can see in the diagram, 7, 8, 9 and 10. These are occupied by pages of process C having 4 pages. Let's suppose operating system swaps out process B. So all its pages will also be swapped out. As you can see here, after swapping out process B, we can see 3 empty frames, frame number 4, 5 and 6. So another process D is required to be loaded that has 5 pages. So its 3 pages D0, D1 and D2 will occupy the frames left by process B. So all the 3 pages of process D will occupy the frames left by process B. While 2 of its pages will be loaded after process C, that is in frame number 11 and 12, as you can see in the diagram. 2 of the pages are loaded in frame numbers 11 and 12. That is after process C. So you can see the pages of process D are not contiguous, not one after another. Wherever it finds a free frame, it can occupy that frame. We do not find external fragmentation in pages. As pages are of exact sizes as that of frames. While slight internal fragmentation may be observed, and that only in the last page, because the last page may have less number of instructions. For example, there is a program having 12 instructions and 3 pages of 4 instructions are made. So all the 3 pages will be of equal sizes, having no internal fragmentation. But if a process has 15 instructions and 4 pages are made of it, the 3 pages will be having 4 instructions each, but the last page, that is the 4th page, will be having 3 instructions, and hence slight internal fragmentation will be observed only in the last page. Operating system also maintains page table with every process in main memory. Every process has its respective page table. Every entry of page table contains the frame number of memory where the corresponding page resides in main memory. Page table is indexed by the page number. So here you can see these are the page numbers which is used to access the respective frame number for the specific page, and these are the information or the numbers within the table are actually the frame numbers. So the highlighted in red are the frame numbers. So in diagram you can see 4 page tables for 4 processes, and this diagram shows the entries related to figure in the previous slide. As we have said in previous slide, process A has 4 pages and are placed in frames number 0, 1, 2 and 3. Process B had 3 pages, but since the process as a whole had been swapped out, so the corresponding frame numbers for its pages are empty, as you can see in page table for process D. So it was assigned 3 frames, but the pages have been swapped out. Process C has 4 pages and are loaded in frames number 7, 8 and 9. 4 pages of process C in frames number 7, 8, 9 and 10. While process D had 5 pages and they are placed in frame number 4, 5, 6, 11 and 12. You can also see a list of free frames. Here is the list of free frames. Free frames means these frames are available to be occupied by any page so that they can be utilized by the coming pages of any process. Let's now discuss how address gets translated using paging. The CPU register, working similarly like base register, or you can also call it a base register, holds the starting physical address of the page table of the running process. So when the logical address is generated, which is formed of page number and offset within the page, the processor then accesses the page table of respective process to obtain the physical address of the specific instruction. The physical address consists of the frame number which has been obtained from the page table and the offset is linked to it as it is. So the offset comes here from the logical address. It is not changed. The theoretical explanation of translation process will now be diagrammatically explained from here to next few slides. As you can see, a process having 4 pages is residing in main memory. Its corresponding page table shows in which frames all its pages are resided. So the page number 0 is loaded in frame number 1. You can see this information here. Page number 0 is frame number 1. Page number 1 is in frame number 2. Page number 2 is in frame number 7, frame number 3, and page number 3 is in frame number 7. And this is all what we see in page table. Similar information can then be observed in the physical memory, where you can see what all locations are allocated for the different pages of a process. They are actually corresponding to actual physical memory locations. So this information can also be found in physical memory. We can see page number 0 in frame number 1, page number 0 in frame number 1, page number 3 in frame number 2, page number 1 in frame number 4, and page number 3 in frame number 7. So this is related with the information present in page table. The architecture of translation process is shown here. CPU generates logical address of single instruction that consists of page number and offset within the page. So this is the logical address being generated by CPU. The page number is indexed with page table to get the corresponding frame number. So here we get the frame number, and this frame number is then joined with the offset in order to get the actual physical address of a single instruction within the page. You can see the starting and ending addresses of respective page. Here you can see this is the complete address space of a single page. Starting address is started from here and ending address is ending here. While specific instruction, single instruction that we are trying to get its address is located somewhere here. So the address of specific instruction is located somewhere in the center, showing the distance it is away from the start of the page. Similar representation is shown using 16 bits logical address, in which the starting 6 bits show the page number, while the remaining 10 bits show the offset. The representation is in binary format as normally maybe our memory addresses are represented. The page number is indexed with page table and corresponding frame number is fetched from there. This frame number is then linked with the offset in order to get the actual physical address, which is again in 16 bits. Next topic of discussion, as you can see in the agenda or outline, is how protection is provided in pages. How protection is provided in pages? We will discuss this topic here. The protection is ensured using valid, invalid bit. The valid, invalid bit is associated with every entry of the page table. Valid means the respective page is present in the main memory, while invalid means the page is not present in the main memory. Here you can see the valid, invalid bits in the page table. You can see this information. Here is the page table. A process having 6 pages is represented in the figure. When its page table is accessed, it shows which page is located in which frame number. Also, page table shows if the page is valid or invalid. Since we have pages 0 to 5 in main memory, so they are represented with V, symbol V in page table. That means these pages are present in main memory. V is represented to make you understand that this is a legal page of the process in main memory. Otherwise, in system, the valid bit is represented with signal on, and the pages that are not present in main memory are represented here as I, but in system, they are represented as signal off. So pages 6 and 7, as you can see in the page table, are not present in the main memory. So they are indicated with symbol or letter I. The corresponding physical memory is also represented, where you can locate the 5 pages in specified frame numbers as mentioned in the page table. That is all for now. We will continue our discussion on segmentation in next lecture. I thank you all.